Listen, I have my oven running, so it only have one thing inside it. So I say, you know what? Let me do something else in the oven. You know, like 2 in 1. So I have some potatoes, some Irish potato. I just washed them, as you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some sea salt on top of them, and I'm going to place them inside the oven to bake. Meanwhile they're inside the oven to bake, I'm going to cut up some cabbage, some celery, some garlic, some onion. I'm going to saute them. After I finish to saute them and the potato bake, I'm going to take the potato, I'm going to remove it from the oven. I'm going to slice it in two. I'm going to take out that potato from the skin, the shell. Place it into a bowl, mix it up with that cabbage, that deliciousness. Place it back into the, you call it the shell, the skin. Place it back inside it and put it back in the oven to finish to bake. That's how we're going to roll this afternoon inside this kitchen. So stay tuned. I'm eating cranberry. You know, when you're making cranberry and you put in a piece in your mouth, you cannot get enough of it. So this is my 3 potato. So I put the salt already over it. I'm just going to place it in the oven so it can bake. And that's it. So I just add my pan to the fire, and inside this plate here you can see I have some white onion, you can see I have some garlic, I have some celery, and I have the cabbage, and this is going to be the filling for my potato, my Irish potato. So I'm just going to add some olive oil to the pan over here, just a little bit like that, and I'm going to place all these deliciousness in the pot to saute. I'm going to saute them up. Back home we cook cabbage in a lot of dish, because back home in Jamaica I think cabbage is so cheap that you could afford to eat it like every single day. I don't know about now, but back then it was inexpensive. Come Kissy, let me show you what I'm doing. So you just saute it like that, and we're going to add some complete season to the pot. All purpose. Remember, we already have garlic inside it, but if you have garlic powder, you can use garlic powder also. A little bit of black pepper, and we're just going to saute it. See that, Kissy? That's how you saute cabbage. You don't add no water to it because cabbage already spring its own water. So you just leave that sauteed, and you just turn on the stove on low heat, take a cover and cover it, and it will do its thing because the cabbage have water inside it. If you was making like a cabbage dish, you could add carrot, you could add onion, not onion, red pepper, green pepper, yellow pepper, you know, scallion, thyme, all the deliciousness, tomatoes to nice it up, to give it more flavor. But because you're going to bake it inside that potato, you're not going to do much to it.
I don't know if it's all loosey in this, but it looks like it's shrinking.
Yeah, it's going to shrink straight down. Cabbage always shrink. So pass me a cover. And just cover it. Turn on your stove and leave it for 5 minutes to saute. And that's it. Okay, look at my cabbage. This is the way how I want it. So now I just turn off the stove and I'm going to cover it and leave it for when the potato is finished so I can fill them up. So now I'm going to take out my potatoes from the oven. Put it on top there. I'm going to get me a stick to see if it's finished. Yes, yes, it's done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it, let me get a towel. And I'm going to place it over here on my cutting board. I'm going to slice it. Ooh, like that. It's so hot. You have to be careful when you're doing this because it's hot. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a bowl. You know what, let me get a towel also. Take it like this. And I'm going to just break it inside it. I'm using a spoon also to help me to take out it better. Anywhere you lead me, I will go. And this is a shell. This is how the shell looks. You want you, right? I take off like a piece of the potato. Let me remove that. I remove the potato shell inside it. And we're just going to repeat the same process until we finish. Okay, so the potato is finished to take out from the skin. So I'm just going to add myself a little bit of butter, just like that, to it. And I'm going to mash it. Mash it out with the butter. Creamy and nice. Then I'm going to take the cabbage that I have cooked and I'm going to place it. It can eat just like this. You don't even have to bother bake it. You could just eat it just like that. And just incorporate everything together. Just like that. Let me taste it to see if it wants any more season, because you can add it to it like now. So let's see. A little bit more complete. Wow, that cabbage really go good with the potato. Wow, kissy. If you want, you can add more butter or you can add some olive oil to it, but this is good for us. Take the tray, take your potato skin, take your mixture, add it, put it back in it. Give it a little, you know, zang on the top like that. Place it back on your baking sheet because we're going to bake it again. So now we finished to stuff back these delicious potato and cabbage. So I'm just going to place it back in the oven because remember we're baking it twice. Just like that. And I'm going to leave it there to bake for another 10 minutes. Okay, so my stuffed baked potatoes is finished, so I'm just going to remove it from the oven, place it over here, and I'm going to add some fresh parsley that have been chopped on top of it like that. Look how pretty that is. Look, wow, what a lovely day to be alive. So this is my cranberry sauce that I did this afternoon. So I store it in the mason jar. So what I'm going to do for my stuffed potatoes, I'm just going to take a little bit of my cranberry sauce like so, and I'm just going to add it on top of my potatoes like that. Look at that, guys. Remember to like, to tell a friend, to hit that notification bell, and remember to put God first in everything you do. And remember, God is love.